All right, finally, guys, I am here. I am live. Um, sorry for that delay there. It's been about 7 minutes since I scheduled it. This was just kind of this is just another really random live stream, but I decided to give you guys a little bit of a heads up this time. A lot of times I just go live whenever I'm ready to, but I figured today I was like, you know what? I'm going to give people a little bit of a heads up so that way people can get into the chat room and you know, be kind of ready to go whenever we get started, which I think is good because we already have 9 people in here instead of, getting into the live stream and waiting for people to show up and to start the conversation. Even though I'm essentially stalling right now by doing this, but thank you guys for showing up here. I see a lot of you guys have been, some of you guys have been waiting for a while here, which I don't know why you guys do, but I definitely appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for, you know, being stoked about this and just sitting here and waiting until I come on. Uh, you know, but yeah, I had to take care of a couple sort of last minute things that I really had to do before this, which is why there was a few minute delay there. Um, So yeah, I'm here now. And one of the things I did really quick before I came on here actually, um, I see there's some of you people in here talking about buying some merch, some Coaster Daddy merch. If you guys have not checked out my Teespring shirt, my Teespring, my Teespring store, be sure to check it out. Um, so actually, and that kind of goes along with what I was just going to tell you guys because right before I got on this live stream, I decided to go check my mail real quick, thinking that something may have showed up in the mail, just possibly. And it wasn't what I was expecting. Um, but something did show up. I ordered a t-shirt and I ordered a mug, and the mug was supposed to be here already, and it still hasn't showed up. The shirt shipped much later than the mug did, but the shirt actually showed up today. And guess what? Right before the live stream, I just threw it on right after I got out of the mail, literally just about 5 minutes ago, not even 5 minutes ago, probably. I got out to the mail. I saw the package. I ripped it open. I took off my other shirt and put this one on. So, who is ready for the ultimate unveiling of the first? Um, well, a couple people ordered a t-shirt from me, so they may have a shirt already. But the first publicly displayed Coaster Daddy t-shirt, who is ready to see it? Are you guys ready? I'm just going to build it up a little bit. I'm going to let the anticipation build, and I'm going to keep you guys hanging for a few minutes. But I will show you the shirt. I think, personally, I'm pretty pleased with it. I'm actually pretty satisfied with how the shirt came out. As you see, I did order a black shirt. You can't see the logo yet, but I will show it to you. Yeah, so definitely, I think I can really say I'm really happy with the quality of the shirt because that was one of the things I wasn't sure about. You know, I ordered a couple of the items for myself so I could actually take a look at them and see how they were. I will say the shirt is nice. Haven't got the mug yet, like I said, for some reason, but hopefully I'll get that mug pretty soon and I can show that to you guys as well uh, during Coaster Cafe. Of course, it's a Coaster Cafe mug. So if you want your very own Coaster Cafe mug, they're only $12. So definitely check it out. I will get to the revealing. I will reveal it. But let's just hold off a few minutes. Let's just discuss kind of what's going on. Ah, man. No, you're not doing good. Why is that? Tell us why you're not doing good. And while you guys are doing that, thinking of some things to say and typing your answers up and whatnot, I'm gonna pull out my acoustic guitar and start jamming a little bit. So No news on the KD free spin that I know of. It's pretty well in tune, so we're good. I have heard of the SeaWorld. I'm guessing you're talking about the SeaWorld Orlando rumors. I have heard those rumors, yes. I actually made a video about those a while back, but I know a couple days ago we did get the new info about the shipment from B&M, which is really exciting. So hopefully it turns out to something pretty good, you know? A rumored surf coaster. It is a rumored surf coaster by B&M, and I do want to stress nothing is confirmed right now. We really don't know. There's good evidence towards it potentially being a surf coaster, whatever a surf coaster might be, but we don't actually know that yet. So we don't know what it is. It might be a stand up of some sort, or it might not be. It might be something totally different. We have no idea. I certainly hope. I hope that the surf coaster is a B&M 4D coaster. I do really want to see that, but it might not be. It could be a stand up. It could be something totally different than either of those things. So, or yeah, or it might be some kind of water coaster. Who knows? A surf coaster would be good with VR. I mean, the thing is, like I said, we have no idea what type of coaster it is yet, so I don't know if it would be good with VR or not. I've never experienced a coaster with VR for myself yet, but I've heard overwhelmingly negative things about it. So, like, I feel like I would just rather ride a coaster as it's intended to be instead of having. Now, if the projections, like the VR is done right, I'm sure it could be really cool, but I think there's a lot of stuff they have to work out with that technology, to be honest. And I think ultimately I'd just rather ride a coaster, you know? No, I never even did Iron Dragon with VR. I kept looking for that last year, but they never did it. Because I really did want to try it out. I mean, I wanted to experience a coaster with VR, but I never saw them doing it. I don't think they did it at all last year. So they did, yeah, they did test out Iron Dragon with VR at one point a couple years ago, where they had it for a certain time during the day. They had VR on it just for like a certain time window, you know. Yep, Kraken Unleashed is no more. That's right. Kraken Unleashed was the VR version of Kraken. If you guys don't know, it only lasted for like one season. Nobody wants VR on coasters. Just, it's cheap. It's a cheap attempt to try to revitalize older attractions. And I get it, I get it, especially for a much older ride like Iron Dragon, which is 30 years old. It's like, why wouldn't parks try to do something cheap like that they could potentially market it as a new experience? But I just don't think people want that, and I think people have spoken about that. Um, like I said, I think there's a lot of development that needs to be done with the technology before we actually see it being implemented successfully on coasters. So, okay, Coaster Pro today says Iron Dragon needed it though. It's kind of chill. Um, First of all, I do want to say I'm going to stick up for Iron Dragon a little bit. I feel like Iron Dragon gets hated on too much for being a family suspended coaster. Um, the thing is, It is not that intense overall, but you know, there are some parts of it I think that are much more exciting and more thrilling than people give it credit for. Overall, I think Iron Dragon is a decently thrilling family coaster. It's not the best thing out there. It's definitely not the best suspended coaster, but it's a good ride for what it's worth, you know. I'm sure it was awesome, you know, back in '87 when it opened. I'm sure it was like a fantastic ride for Cedar Point, you know. And it still is a pretty good family coaster. It really is. I enjoy it. So, it's a long ride. To me, it's really exciting. I love flying through the trees and over the water. So, and I really like Bat at Kings Island. That's a really good ride. Even though it's too short, it's a really good ride. Okay, you say Mr. Roller Coaster says I think Backlot Stunt Coaster is underrated. I agree. I actually think Backlot Stunt Coaster, um, Backlot Stunt Coaster is a really good family ride, and it's surprisingly intense. I mean, I rode a Backlot Stunt Coaster, the one at Kings Island, back in 2007, and I was so shocked when I rode it for the first time. I was like, that launch was intense. I mean, that was really really intense. And I just still remember being so surprised by that ride. And even when I got back to it finally again, you know, last year when I got back to Kings Island for the first time, the second time ever and the first time since 2007, it's still a really intense family coaster. I mean, some people gray out on that first helix. Yeah, Coaster Pro today, he said he kind of grayed out on the helix. And exactly, you know, it's intense for a family coaster. It's a really fine family coaster. I think it's fine. The restraints suck. I will be coming out with a restraint video pretty soon, by the way. Talking about my favorite and least favorite restraints. But yeah, the restraints suck on it. I will say they're not very good because of that stupid foot thing. But other than that, it's a great ride. It's a great family coaster. So on the backlot stunt coaster at King's Dominion, um, I got a really, really surprising pop of airtime. Like I just got ejected out of my seat. Like I think it's like right as you're coming back outside, like right before you get to you turn and get to the final brakes, like as you bust through that sign and come back outside. I think that's where I got the pop of airtime at on the one at King's Dominion specifically. But when I rode the one at Kings Island a couple times, I didn't get that. But when I rode it the one time at King's Dominion, I did get a really surprising pop of airtime. So um Coaster Lover says I temporarily suspended my homework for school to watch this stream. All right, kids, I just want to say I do not condone skipping out on your homework so you can watch my show. School is important, so stay in school, focus on your schoolwork, and I'm not going to be responsible for you not getting your work done. Okay, so I highly suggest if you really need to get something done right now, you should focus on that. Because nothing too exciting is happening here. It's just me babbling on. But anyway, um, where were we? Mr. Roller Coaster says, would you rather go on Leviathan or Behemoth? I think if I had to choose one of those, I'd pick Leviathan simply because I feel like it's probably slightly better, even though I've heard amazing things about Behemoth generally. And I love Diamondback, and it's very similar to Diamondback. Um, but I think Leviathan I would probably personally like a little better. And it's a Giga Coaster. It's the only currently open or currently operating the currently only Giga Coaster that has already opened to the public in North America that I have not ridden. And I don't include Orion because that hasn't opened to the public yet. But out of the ones that have opened to the public in North America, that's the only gig I haven't ridden in North America. So I think Leviathan looks amazing, and I can't wait to ride it. Yes, I will block the spammer, guys, of course. I just noticed. I didn't really notice he was in here. Otherwise, I would have blocked him already. So there you go. It is done. Yeah, I'm just not putting up with spammers anymore. Pretty sure it's probably like the same person or maybe a couple people or whatever making all these spam accounts, and for some reason they think it's productive. I guess they must not have anything better to do. Um, other than to come on here and make fake accounts and spam my live chats. I don't really understand. They must be really really bored. Like they must not have a life. But that's all I can say. It's pretty sad, honestly. Have I ever thought of having moderators for the live chat during my streams? You know what? I have considered that because I just realized recently that I do have the power to do that to make people mods. So maybe I should consider that. I'm not saying I will for sure, but maybe I could just bring like one or two of you guys on board that I can really trust as far as like, um, keeping everything intact during the chat. So that way I can focus on interacting with you guys, and that way some of you guys can help me out by like weeding out the problem makers. So how would I pick mods? I would probably just think of like some people that I think would be good to moderate the chat. I mean, I think a lot of you guys would be good for that. I knew you were getting at that, Coaster Lover. Coaster Lover wants to be a mod. I will think about it. Maybe for my next streams or whatever. Maybe I'll add one or two people as a mod. Because it would help me out. I think honestly. As long as you guys are good with handling stuff that needs to be handled. There's certain things I'll tolerate more and give people a chance to redeem themselves on. But when you have these accounts that come on here, um, you know, uh, that specifically come on here to spam and they just keep spamming stupid stuff, um, that's where I'm not going to tolerate it and I just block them right away. So, like, if you're a genuine fan of the show and maybe you say something that you really shouldn't and you stir up some drama, I'll politely be like, hey, you need to stop causing this drama. You know who you are and you need to stop it or I'm going to have to block you. So, certain things I tolerate more in that sense. But for the people who come on here just spamming for no reason, of course, I'm not going to tolerate that. I don't have time for it. So, oh, Coaster Guy 101. What is up? How's it going, Coaster Guy 101? I was actually in one of your live chats for like just a couple minutes the other night. I need to check out more of your stuff because honestly, I've known you for a while, but I haven't really like watched a whole lot of your stuff. I don't really watch a lot of vlogs, and I know you do a lot of that, but I need to check out some more of your stuff. And I seen you've been doing live streams like every day. Um, and I was in one of them for just like a couple minutes the other night. So good job with the content, putting out good content. Some of you guys probably know Coaster Guy 101, but go check him out. So hey, no problem, man. No problem. You're a great guy. Coaster Guy 101, he's a great guy, does some great content. So go check out his channel. Definitely. And yes, somebody said, Thank you, role plays. Thank you for saying that. Everybody, please stop asking to be a mod. I'm not gonna make everybody a mod. But oh, we have the spammer again. Here he is. Yeah, please stay off my channel. This is pathetic. I'm just gonna keep blocking you. Yeah, making more fake accounts so you can just you really must not have a life, just to come on my live stream. And I don't know why. Like, I don't know why anybody does that. So, oh, he's blocked. He's blocked already. So, can I IP block him? Uh, I don't know. I don't know if I'm able to do that on YouTube. I'll have to check that out. Whenever he inevitably comes back on here, I will see if I can do that actually. So, oh yeah, thanks, Mr. Roller Coaster. Thanks for joining, and I'm sure I'll see you around again. So thanks for joining the show. Absolutely. So I saw somebody. I've been meaning to bring this up. I saw somebody very early in this stream. It was a while ago now. They asked why I don't have a Discord, and I've had people tell me I should make a Discord and all this other stuff. Basically, some people would like to see me do a Discord, and here's the thing. I I don't know exactly how Discord works. I mean, I know the gist of it because I was a member of a Discord server. I was a member of a Discord thing at one point, and I was involved very slightly in there around the time I started my channel. um, but I don't know much about it and the inner workings of it and what exactly it's used for. And I just feel like I don't want to take on something that I don't have time for because I already spend so much time putting work into all my videos and my live streams, and along with all the other stuff I have to do. And, whenever I go back to work again, working, takes up most of my time. So I just don't want to bite off more than I can chew. I already have my YouTube channel and my social media accounts, and I put in all this work. And that's fine. That's fine. I love doing this. That's why I do it. But I don't want to take on more than I can handle. So that's why I haven't done a Discord. I'm sure it'd be fun to communicate with you guys in there, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, if somebody wants to make a Discord, that I would rather you not use my name if you're going to make a Discord, because I don't want people to think um it's going to be, like um you know, I don't want people to think it's going to be like an official Coaster Daddy server. But if you guys do want to do like a fan, like a Coaster Daddy fans server or something like that, I'm completely fine with that. Just make it clear. I just ask that you make it clear that it's not officially endorsed by me. I mean, I will absolutely join it. And honestly, I'm humbled that you guys want to do that. I appreciate that I have fans who care about me enough that would like to do that and would like to communicate with one another. So if you guys want to do some sort of community like Coaster Daddy, type of thing in Discord, go ahead. Just keep it positive. Just make it clear that it's not my official Discord, and it'll be all good. So, and I'll absolutely join it. So let me know when you do that. All right. Now, I see a couple people that are wanting to make one. So, we only need one, I think. So, I think one person, I think you guys should talk it out amongst yourselves and, decide who's going to make it. So there's not like 5 of them, because I see like 2 or 3 people that are wanting to make one. CT Coasters, with all due respect, I don't think that's true. CT Coaster said, I really don't believe, I know that's not the case. I would say my streams are far from the best out there. I just come on here and just kind of ramble on and in hopes to maybe entertain you guys for an hour or so, or however long it goes on. Um, and I appreciate everybody showing up. I really appreciate the kind words. But there's a lot of channels that do great live streams. Coaster Guy 101 has been doing, live streams every day. So, and I think he's putting a lot of effort into it. So I'm glad you guys find me entertaining. That's good to hear. I try, I try. Theme Park ERT is here. He says, "Sweet guitar, thank you." Yeah, I love this acoustic guitar right here. My mom's uncle gave me this guitar about 6 years ago, and I love this thing. I love it. I'm just kind of noodling around right here, not doing anything specific, I've never been to Hershey Park. I was supposed to go for the very first time in June. I was supposed to go to a lot of parks in June, knock off a lot of awesome parks and bucket list coasters. That's not happening now, unfortunately, but I was supposed to go this year. Maybe there's a chance I'll still get to go this year at some point. I don't know, but sounds like Keep on Rocking in the Free World. All right. Yeah, I'm just playing some random chords. They're just basic chords I'm playing, so it does kind of sound like that. It probably uses some or all of those chords, because pretty simple song, I think. But that's definitely not what I was playing, but I'll take it as a compliment, Do I think there's a chance Jersey Devil will open in 2020? I think there's a small chance. Yeah. That's all I'll say, because I have no idea when, things are going to open back up. I think there's a slight chance it could open in 2020. I think all the 2020 editions, basically, though, are going to kind of be looked at as sort of like 2021 attractions, because they're not really going to be able to have their grand opening in 2020, if at all. So I think 2021, you're going to be seeing a lot of these major additions like Orion and Jersey Devil and Candemonium. They'll really be pushing those new additions into 2021. So absolutely, Neil Young is a fantastic songwriter. I mean, I don't listen to a lot of his music. I'm not familiar with a ton of his work, but I know some of his songs, and he's phenomenal as a songwriter. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Tony. Coaster Guy 101 said, we all have to stay positive and keep each other positive. Absolutely. I'm trying my best, to stay positive through all this. And, just remember, I know it sucks that we can't go to parks. I mean, Cedar Point was supposed to open in 5 days. Um, it stinks that they can't do that. But, unfortunately, there are more pressing things that we need to worry about besides the amusement parks right now. And I know that's on all of our minds. I definitely don't blame you. And I don't think we should feel wrong for that being on our minds. I mean, that's what we love doing. Um, so yeah, I you know, I hope the parks can open back up at some point in some capacity this year. But there are things that take precedent over going to theme parks, and that's definitely understandable. So, um, but whenever we are able to get back to the parks, um, I think we're all going to be very grateful for it. It's going to be like you take things for granted, unfortunately. And as much as I hate the situation, you know, I think whenever we do go back, we're gonna see things in a different light. So, all right, we have the spammer in here again. He thinks he's funny, apparently. Um, all right. All right, Coaster Lover, I made you a moderator. Congratulations. uh, we have the spammer that keeps coming in here, and I guess he thinks he's funny. I don't know, but yeah. Oh, do the thumbnail pose. People want me to do the thumbnail pose. Okay, is that good? Something like that. Hey, no problem, man. It's nothing big. I know you're always on here and happy to help out with things. So thank you. Got a couple moderators here who can just kind of help me just for this live stream with you know, keeping some of those unwanted spammers out of the way. So do the coaster guy signature. All right. Wait, isn't that like or something like that? I know you do something like that. I don't know. I'm probably making myself look stupid now, but all right. Thanks, RC Cola. Thanks for joining in. Appreciate it. Good having you here, man. So, or woman, whatever you are. I don't know. I don't know what you are. I shouldn't assume genders or anything, but yeah, you point to the ride. Okay. Well, I do have a ride behind me right here. So, yeah, there you go. I've got 40 bucks thinking about buying some of that merch. All right. Yeah, I've had a few sales, yeah. And I definitely I really appreciate it. Thanks Tony. Thanks. But yeah, I was talking about the merch earlier. So like I said, I got my shirt in the mail right before I came on here actually. So I finally got to see um you know one of my shirts in person. So I'm going to show that to you guys right now. Let me put my guitar away real quick right here and I'll show you guys what my shirt looks like. Um yeah, buy the leggings. Yeah. Uh and by the way, it doesn't look like yeah, thank you. It doesn't look like I can I have any ability to IP block, block the IP address of any spammers, unfortunately, so they can just keep making accounts and coming back on here. So I guess we'll just knock them out every time they come on here. So what coaster surprised me the most? Um Afterburn really surprised me. But I'm gonna make a video at some point where I kind of discuss like some coasters I think are underrated or that really surprise me. So, bucket list coasters I haven't ridden in the US. I mean, honestly, that's just so many because I have not ridden that many coasters. I've only been on 96. So, you know, I really want to ride, El Toro and Sky Rush and Phoenix and Twister and all the CCIs are out there and so many amazing rides that I want to ride. Um, I've only been on 96 altogether, so I've been on a decent amount and I've definitely been on some really good world-class coasters, but there's so much I have yet to experience and I think that's awesome. I'm looking forward to getting out to parks eventually and experiencing them. So, will El Toro be your number 100? It was supposed to be. I was intending on making El Toro my number 100. Of course, I don't know if that'll happen because I don't even know if I'll be able to get to Six Flags Great Adventure this year. There's a good chance I won't be able to. Um, and I don't really care that much about my milestone coasters. I'll try to make them a good ride if I'm able to. But if I happen to go to a park and just happen to get on some ride that just turns out to be my number 100 that isn't really that impressive, I'm just going to be like, whatever. It doesn't really matter. I don't put that much thought into it. For me, it's just mostly, it's about having fun, having fun and riding coasters. That's what it's all about. So, oh, yeah. I told you guys I would show you my shirt and I got distracted again. Um, Are you guys ready for the big unveiling of the Coaster Daddy t-shirt? All right, thanks, Coaster Guy. I appreciate you coming on here. You have a good one, and I'll see you around. See you in the parks. Coaster Guy 101. See you in the parks. Put those hands in the air. You're not going to copyright strike me for that, are you? Get those hands in the air. I love that song is so catchy. All right. Shirt time, shirt time, shirt time. All right. This is the big unveiling of the first publicly love you for that. Yeah, no problem, man. I'm glad you like that. All right, here we go. Can you guys see that all right? Um I know the lighting is kind of there's a lot of glare, but if you can see it all right, that's what it looks like. See if we Yeah, I don't know. It's anyway, I think it's not not as good as I wanted to get it on there because there's a lot of glare and stuff in here. But hopefully you guys could get a decent view of what it looked like. It does look really nice. I have to say, like, I was mainly worried about like what the colors and stuff would look like and how the resolution would be, but it's very clear. The colors are, spot on. So yeah, they look fantastic, honestly, for sure. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Of course, Zach from Theme Park Media designed this awesome logo. So, all right, so story time. Well, there's not much of a story. But Chaos says on your logo, what made you go with a wing coaster? Um, well, specifically, it's Thunderbird at Holiday World, um, which I'm sure a lot of you smarty pants could realize because there's only 5 cars on the train. But why did I put Thunderbird in my logo? Well, If you guys don't know, my old logo, which I designed, the icon was actually a picture, of Thunderbird. And why did I choose that picture? Well, it was my picture out of all the coaster pictures I had at the time, which was very, very little. I did not have many. Uh, get this back in place here. I did not have many coaster pictures at all at the time. Um, so when I created my channel during my time at Holiday World in 2015, I got a few pictures there. And I wasn't as big into coasters at the time, and I wasn't all about taking tons of pictures and stuff. So I only got a handful of pictures there. And one of the only good pictures was this one of Thunderbird. And I decided to use that for my icon because it was my content, it was my picture, and so I was free to use it. And it was a pretty decent picture. So I'm like, okay, that's going to be my YouTube icon. And it became part of the Coaster Daddy brand. And I do really love Thunderbird, so I'm glad. And I feel like it fits with me pretty well because I actually really like um I really like the wing coasters. So Thunderbird is by far and away the best B&M wing coaster, and I'm glad it's in my logo. Um yeah, it just sort of happened like that because I had a decent picture of it. So got him. So yeah, there's not much of a story there basically, but yeah, I used that my picture of Thunderbird for the original logo, and then out of nowhere, Zach from Theme Park Media just designed me a logo, and he was like, "Hey, what do you think of this?" I was like, "It looks fantastic." So he let me use it, and he incorporated Thunderbird in there as well because that's what I had in my original logo. So got him. Rings of Earth, I have no idea. Don't even know what coaster that is. Oh man, I'm tired. Yeah. You caught me. You caught me. Oh yeah, we remember him, and that bot is still around. Um, it's under a different name now, but yeah, basically the same thing, I believe. Still comments on everything, and you know, I think Nagashima Spa Land um looks like an awesome park. It's I know they take a lot of inspiration from Cedar Point, and it is kind of like the Cedar Point of Japan. I can see why people say that because there's a lot of similarities. Um, but they don't have quite the coaster collection yet. They have a decent coaster collection. They have a few really good coasters there, but they need to build up the quality of the coasters a little more. I mean, they have a lot of clones there, and probably the weakest traditional Giga coaster, because it's Mamba on steroids. Um, but it looks like a nice park. I think I would love to go there. Absolutely. Man, this is lagging like crazy today. Yeah, I've ridden Maverick. I did a review on it. It's an awesome ride, one of my favorites. So very intense. Yeah, it's Monday. So do y'all know what that means? What does that mean, coaster lover? What does Monday mean? An upload from somebody? I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with liking that better than Steel Vengeance, or anything for that matter. It's your opinion, and I can see why some people like it better. It's an awesome ride. You should go to SeaWorld Orlando, Universal if possible, and the Fun Spot parks, I think. Busch Gardens Tampa. Busch Gardens Tampa, don't forget that. Real Plays said Steel Vengeance is awesome, but it's becoming underrated. I have to respectfully disagree. I mean, I can see the argument for that. There's definitely an argument for it. In my opinion, though, I think that Steel Vengeance is by far and away the best coaster I've ever been on. Like, it's seriously not even close. Like, it's amazing because it's an RMC, and you know what an RMC feels like. But Steel Vengeance is just honestly on a whole nother level. Like, it's not even close. Like, between like Steel Vengeance and my number 2 and number 3 coaster, like it's not even close. So, and yeah, I can definitely understand that. It does get tons of hype. It gets tons of hype. And I know it does get a little old hearing about it all the time. But so speaking of Steel Vengeance, um, speaking of hyping it up too much, um, I've kind of considered like redoing like specifically two of my old coaster reviews to make them much better quality because my first video, which was a Ravine Flyer 2 review, is absolutely awful. The audio is terrible. I made some good points, but I didn't explain them well enough. And then Steel Vengeance, I only wrote it once and then I did that review. And I've realized things since I've ridden it many more times since then that, things I don't really agree with from that review. Plus the audio isn't great because it's kind of up and down because I made a mistake with the audio levels. So, in all honesty, and please tell me if you're not interested, but would you, and I'll probably do a poll about this at some point. Would you guys be interested in seeing me re-review, do updated reviews of like Ravine Flyer 2 and Steel Vengeance? Possibly even Rougarou, because Rougarou was like my third coaster review, and I also only rode that once at the time. Um, and I've come to appreciate that ride a lot more. So, what would you guys think about me possibly redoing reviews of some of those rides? Yeah, absolutely. I think any channels that have those old reviews, like your opinions change over time. Um, and Coaster Studios, he did reviews like 5, 6 years ago, and I'm sure he's changed what he thinks about a lot of those. So it definitely would be nice to see some updated stuff. Maybe we could suggest that to him for the time when we're in quarantine, because I seen a post he did recently where he's talking about doing some different things. If he doesn't want to, that's fine. But well, it's only a couple reviews I would do, but okay. Thanks, role plays. I appreciate you coming on here. Thanks again. I appreciate your support. Um, but yeah, So the thing is, like, it's gonna only be a couple reviews I do, but I would change a lot, especially with the Steel Vengeance and Rougarou review. Um, it would change a lot, what I say in those reviews, but it would also be executed with much higher quality. So, okay, yeah, thanks for the input, Tim. Yeah. And I mean, like I said, both of those rides, well, Ravine Fire 2, I've pretty much always felt the same about, but that review is just awful, really difficult to watch, and not a lot of people have seen it either compared to who watches my channel now. Um, so I think it'd be better to make it a better quality review. And then Steel Vengeance, that review isn't very good either, and it was only after one ride on it. So I think I probably will redo those at some point. So, and what I'll probably do whenever I do re-review those, I'm probably going to yeah, I seen Attraction Ideas videos. He's awesome. Yeah. But yeah, what I'm gonna do with my re-reviews that I do, um, I'm probably going to make the old versions of those reviews like private, and I'll just put a link to the old review like in the description for the new reviews. So that way, if people really want to see those, they can find a link to those videos and still watch them. But they probably won't show up like in the public playlist or whatever, because I'll make them private. So that way, those are still accessible for people to watch because I don't want to get rid of them completely or anything. I want people to still be able to watch them if they really want to, but they don't necessarily reflect how I feel about them now or the quality of my channel at all. They're absolutely awful videos. Um, so I would still keep them. I would keep them private, but put a link to them like in the description of like the new video, so you could still watch them and whatnot, and probably access them from my channel or whatever. But oh yeah, I remember coaster fights. I know a lot of people love those videos. Those are, classics. I can understand why he's gotten away from that though. Okay, thanks RC Cola. Thanks for making the Discord. But yeah, I I can understand why he stopped making those because I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to make them anymore, even though people ask him all the time. Like he probably just doesn't want to make them anymore. And if he doesn't want to, he shouldn't have to. Um, he's come a long way since then, and I was never like a huge fan of like coaster battle type videos. They just don't really entertain me that much. It's just like, oh, let's pit these coasters together and put them in a duel. I don't know. It just doesn't appeal to me that much. But I know a lot of people like them. Um, I'm also not a fan of reaction videos, but I know a lot of people love those too. But yeah, it is what it is. I understand why he doesn't do it though. If he would decide to bring it back, I would check it out. Absolutely. I don't think he will, but who knows? Actually, lots of channels have done their own versions of coaster duels. So, I mean, it's not an original idea, but coaster frenzy reactions, yeah, his were funny. Yeah. Coaster Studios very old park battles. What, did he take those down from his channel or something? I mean, I'm sure he took them down for a reason, and he probably would not want them to be back up. I mean, I'm sure, he took them down for a reason. I'll just say that. Uh, Yeah, Coaster Hour, I agree. um, Making a good point system is very difficult. I've never been a fan of that system. To me, when I do any kind of reviews or anything like coaster reviews, I just give my personal score. Like, this is how good it is. This is what I think of the ride. This is what I'd rate it. There's no science behind it. It's not like it makes it more biased, but it's true to what I feel about it. So, you know, Bookum Dookum says, "Would you check my channel out?" I'm sure. Do you have content there? Yeah, like Coaster Hour says, Coaster Lover, I wouldn't post it. That's actually not like really legal, um to take people's content that they took down for a reason and then to re-upload it to YouTube. I mean, unless you get permission or whatever, or maybe they just wouldn't care, but I can't speak to that. That's their content. So, all right, see you, Matthew. Thanks for joining. Okay, yeah, I didn't know he took down his oldest videos. I've seen a couple channels, and I've been pretty disappointed. That like I noticed some of their older videos aren't there, like ones I discovered the channel with, and I'll go back to check one of them out. It's like, man, their videos are gone. Like that, that stinks. But it's their decision, it's their channel, and I respect what they want to do with it. So. Bookum Dookum says, "Yo, I was wondering if you ever knew what happened with Coaster Network because he doesn't upload anymore." First of all, we're not going to get into that on here because there was a lot of drama about that. I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know anything about it, so I'm not going to get into it. We're not, and none of us are going to talk about that on this live stream. That's out of that's not something we're going to get into. So don't bring it up. There was some sort of drama though, and he stopped making videos. So that's all you need to know. Coaster Hour says, believe he said, referring to Coaster Studios, the videos were cringy or something along those lines, which is why he took them down. Yeah, absolutely. He was very young. He had that very high pitched voice. And, his older stuff is kind of cringy. And mine was too. I mean, all of us have been there. I'm not bashing him. It's an awesome channel, one of the best coaster channels out there. Um, but yeah, we all have those cringy videos. And I understand why some people wouldn't want those on their channel. So. I have considered making my own podcast, but like I was talking about with the Discord, I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. And a podcast is a ton of work. That is just tons of work that you're talking about there. A Discord, really, in comparison, isn't anything, but to have to consistently upload a podcast and keep up with that and edit, episodes that are potentially a couple hours long, that's a lot of, and I'm not going to have time for that whenever we get back into the swing of things. So yeah, I'm not doing that. I enjoy coaster podcasts a lot, and I've been on a few of them. I love being featured on them. I love listening to them, but it's not something I'm going to do. Oh, okay. Good info, Coaster Lover. Thanks for that info. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Coaster Hour says, I mean, I'd never take down my oldest videos because even though they might be kind of awful or bad, it's a start, which is something. Yeah, I agree. Like, that's why I don't want to completely remove, my oldest videos, even though they're absolutely awful in sound quality and even visually somewhat. They're part of my channel, and some people would still want to watch them, and I respect that too. Um, And, so like I said, some of those I might just like make private and put a link to them like somewhere in the description for a new related video. But yeah, thanks, Coaster Hour. I'm glad you enjoyed that podcast. If you guys don't know, Angelo Giles, I posted it on my community tab. I posted a link to the podcast he did with me. Go check it out. It's a lot of fun. We talk about some cool stuff there. So RC Cola, do I have your permission to utilize the Coaster Daddy icon as the logo for the Discord? Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Yeah, definitely. Go ahead. Coaster Lover says, I've been subscribed to Coaster Studios since 2013. His channel used to be named the Coaster Guy 14. Wow, I didn't know that. That's crazy. Yeah, he's been around for a while in terms of the YouTube coaster community. That's crazy. I wasn't an enthusiast at that point because I was an enthusiast from like 2005 to 2008. That was long before the YouTube coaster community even existed. So I was on all the online forums back in the day. And then I lost interest in coasters, and then I came back to coasters like nearly 10 years later. So I got back into them probably like 2016, 2017ish, somewhere around there. I watched Airtime Thrills video yesterday. I watch all of his stuff, so I remember seeing your question. Mine was in there too. I had a question in there as well. Thrills is awesome. He has an awesome channel. Yeah. Yeah, RC is making the Discord. I've seen some old comments from Coaster Studios as well. I actually just seen one the other day. It's like, oh, that's kind of cool. A little time capsule there. Yeah, Coaster Airtime Thrills has a very similar situation, and it struck me when I first found his channel, and he was a very, very small channel. That was before I even made my channel, and I was commenting under my personal account. And I told him, hey, we have really similar stories, and we kind of talked about that in the comments a little bit. So you can see that like on his story, like his first video, which is his story about how he became an enthusiast. I actually commented on that. I found his channel when he had like maybe a couple hundred subscribers, and maybe probably not even that. And I was immediately hooked on his channel. He only had like 4 videos at the time, and he has 30,000 now, so good for him. Oh wow, yeah. Yeah, Coaster Hour, definitely. I'm glad he made a channel because your channel is awesome. So yeah, Airtime Thrills is phenomenal. Absolutely. So positive for the community too, in general. Well, guys, I sorry I didn't get to all the questions. I try to do as much as I can. I think I'm gonna get going now though, and take care of some things. But um, I really appreciate everybody coming on here, supporting my channel as always. Um, thanks to the people I made moderators on this live stream, for helping me out there. Yeah, so oh yeah, 11 or 12 your videos probably would have been kind of cringy. I'm I'm glad I wasn't like there wasn't a YouTube coaster community when I was that young because I would not want those videos online. But anyway, thank you guys so much um for all the support like I said, and I will see you guys all next time. Um okay, RC Cola. Actually, don't even have to wait till the next video. I would actually like to have a link to that whenever you get it done. So if you could just send me a link like on Instagram or Facebook, or even just on one of my old videos, my most recent video or whatever, do that because I want to join it. So thank you for doing that. Thank you guys for all the support. And I'll see you guys next time. All right. Thanks, guys. All right. Take it easy, stay safe, and wash those hands. I'll see you guys later.